What's up, everybody? We are back here at Morbid Curiosities with another episode for you guys. I am one of your hosts, Mercedes Martinez, and with me is the nefarious necromancer of nightmares himself,
Nicholas Ewers. So we added a little bit more, I see, or I hear.
Do you want to tell them why we added a little bit more to your name?
Yeah, so we're trying to make some merchandise, right? That's what we're trying to do with this? Or like poster images at the very least of
Yeah.
the morbid mistress of mayhem and the nefarious necromancer of nightmares. Was that
Yeah.
that one? Yeah. And we're gonna try to have like little mascots for each of the shirt designs. So that's something we're working on right now. We're not opposed to fan sourcing ideas. So if anyone is super artistic out there, we've thrown some stuff at the wall, but it would be interesting to see what, one of you guys might be able to come up with too. And we would like fully credit you guys and do everything necessary and whatnot. But yeah, that's what we're up to with the nicknames.
I love what you said. You're basically making it Team Edward or Team Jacob shirts, which I laughed at so hard when you sent that. And I was like, okay, cool, that works. Like, let's fucking go. We'll see which one is who.
Yeah, and so guys, go to our Instagram page at morbid underscore curiosities underscore pod and write in with any thoughts or feedback on these shirt ideas. And if that's something you'd be interested in, and what would you be interested in seeing on a shirt? Would it involve our names at all, even? Should we just like put out the the mascot shirts without the morbid? Do you hate us but you love the nicknames? Are you here just you hear the nicknames and you turn it off immediately? Whatever feedback you guys got, it's welcome over here.
And also, let us know what you think about this next film, Final Destination
Well,
Bloodlines.
before we get into that, I had a little bit of another side thing I kind of wanted to report back to you
Oh,
on.
my bad. What's up?
Okay, so we previously had announced a movie that we wanted to make on the podcast. Fans of the pod might know it was called Slaughterball. And
Oh,
then,
God.
if you keep up with us, like a week after we released that episode, they announced a Monkey Paw production, basically their version of Slaughterball. It was called Him. I'm here to report back that I've seen Him, and not that great. So I think we still have a chance to make Slaughterball. I think we can still bring this movie to the big screen, and Him won't be the canonical sports horror movie like Slaughterball will.
What was him again? Was it the basketball movie or not basketball? That one sports movie where I don't know. I
What?
saw we saw we saw a preview of it, right? Or
It's football.
football, yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry.
that was good. Um,
Shut up,
yeah,
Nick.
it's a football horror movie. Marlon Wayans is in it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's not that great, but well, actually, there was one guy in the audience who was loving the movie. Like, he was clapping at multiple parts. There was a reveal, and it was like super basic, like the most basic reveal, I think. And I heard him gasp. He was like, out loud. And then when the movie ended, he started clapping again. And I think this may be someone who's never seen a movie before. It was a pretty weird movie to have all of that that much of a reaction to. But yeah, I saw a guy in the bathroom wearing a Bears jersey who looked like he may never have been to a movie before, so I think it might have been that guy. There was only like 5 other people total in the movie.
Imagine if the producers of films they just send people out to random theaters to really hype it up for the crowd and hopefully get other people in the audience like interested in the movie. Why it would be that movie in that theater, I do not know.
That was Jordan Peele himself hyping up his own production company's movie.
Probably trying to be incognito himself, like Hawk Hogan and his family when they were incognito going to that one theme park.
That would be pretty sweet. Shout out to Jordan Peele. We know you're a listener of the pod.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to you. But anyway, not to derail the intro anymore. We've been talking about it for months now, since we both saw it in theaters, since you bailed on seeing Lilo and Stitch.
Why do you gotta keep throwing me under the bus like that?
Because I was excited for you to see Lilo and Stitch, and then you didn't see it. One of us had to see it, and you didn't see it. And
Well, I will watch Lilo and Stitch now and I will report back to you on it because I do want to see it. People are telling me it's great. I feel bad because I was supposed to go see it and then I didn't go see it because I wanted to see Final Destination Bloodlines. When you look at me, do you see Lilo and Stitch or do you see Final Destination Bloodlines?
I
There's
see
only one
Lilo,
right.
Lilo
What?
and Stitch. You seem like you would vibe with Stitch. He seems like you'd be kind of cool with him.
I really would be, and it's funny because the girl that wanted me to go see it with her, she actually calls me Stitch. Like one person was like talking about me, and I guess she was like, "I love Mercedes. She's my little Stitch. She's like wow all the time and really hates everyone, but she can be cool." I'm like, "Okay, I'm cool with you calling me that." So yeah, now she sends me like little Stitch memes, and I have the little voodoo doll from Lilo and Stitch on my arm.
Oh, nice. See what?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's why was it weird that I picked Lilo and Stitch? You've also bashed like every Final Destination movie that we've covered. I don't think you've liked most of them. So,
Do you have to keep throwing me under the bus, man? Why?
Mercy, we have proof. We have like roughly 8 hours of proof people can refer back to.
No one's remembering what I said 3, 4, 5 episodes ago.
Everybody's remembered. They're getting it tattooed on their bodies. That's how much they care about what you had
No,
to say about Final
no,
Destination.
no. People are here to listen for you because you got all the facts. You got all the insight on all these films, all these movies, even all the directors and the actors. And I'm just here to be weird.
I don't know. Now I'm hung up on this Lilo and Stitch thing. Maybe we should have just reviewed that movie. With
Okay. That could be a bonus episode.
yeah. Oh man, I've seen a little bit of it, and that movie is a horror film in its own right. It's
Damn.
wild. Yeah,
Damn.
it's so wild, the choices that were made in that thing. Maybe we do a little sidebar at the end of an episode. We go off the rails, but we've kept the folks at home waiting for too long. This is a silly one. It's been a long week, folks. I kind of needed a little bit of this silliness going, I think, at the
Same.
top. But yeah, we're talking FDB, as the kids call it, Final Destination Bloodlines. Yeah, I mean, we're gonna rank these at the end of this episode, so I'll try not to really spoil that. But I mean, this movie's great. This movie's a blast. It works. The filmmakers behind this, I don't have their names in front of me. I apologize, but they really took the best lessons from this series and constructed one hell of a horror movie. And we're gonna get into it. I won't spend too long lollygagging about my initial thoughts. If you're listening to this, you've probably seen it. You probably love it too. It's probably your favorite of the series. Mercedes, what are your thoughts on Final Destination Bloodlines? How much do you hate this one?
I actually don't hate this one.
Woo!
Yes, I thoroughly enjoyed this one. Mainly because Ring of Fire was played in the intro. You got Johnny Cash. That alone would have saved this movie for me if it sucked balls, but it didn't. And yeah.
Let's take a moment for a round of applause. We finally hit one. It's been 6 movies, but we
You're such
fi-
an ass.
we finally landed on one that that satisfies the morbid mistress of mayhem.
Hey, I like part 3 though, and I
You do.
said that. And,
You do.
like, part 1 and 2 are still good, but this one
Well,
is
we'll
better.
we'll talk. We'll get into the rankings. We might need to go to the mad about part one again, but
Oh my god. Are you gonna put a round of applause, like, actually in the background like you did that one time?
I didn't stop the podcast not to do it.
Oh my god. Okay. Anyway, what are your thoughts on this film completely, or we could just jump straight into it?
Yeah, let's just jump straight into it.
Let's go.
The movie opens on some railroad tracks. That might be important later. Who knows? We'll get there. Then this like old school red car drives by. I should have written down the year. I'm gonna guess the 1950s, right? It's like very 50s coded.
Yeah, I think so.
And so, and it probably did say the year. I'm just bad at podcasting, but
I mean, we both are.
so the movie begins. It's basically like this couple is going on a date to this opening of this Seattle Space Needle esque building. Right from the beginning, things seem shaky. There's like a little kid who sucks that we're introduced to almost immediately. You're like, God, this kid is gonna fuck everything up somehow. You
He
just,
automatically needed to die.
yeah, and I mean, yeah, we'll get to him. And well, actually, I mean, spoilers. Yeah, spoilers ahead for this movie. We didn't announce that, but
Oops.
I mean, spoilers. This is a premonition, so this guy actually doesn't get his, and that makes me say, I want to see a movie about how this kid eventually gets his comeuppance. You know, we could do a movie about how all of these people died now, basically based off of this movie, but Space Needle, shit sketchy. There's a rickety elevator. They get all the way up to the top and they're not allowed in. They're over capacity. So this couple sneaks in. That, great idea, right? Sneak into a very, like, a building that looks unstable and make it way more over capacity. I should also say this building was open early too. They mentioned that.
Like 5 months early, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
so what are you thinking going into all of this so far? Like before the cool music starts playing and you're like, "Oh wait, this place ain't so bad."
Well, I mean, the cool music played first, and then they started with all the shit going down.
Oh,
But what was it? No, it was funny because when I was looking at the Space Needle, I'm just thinking, who the fuck is going to have a nice romantic dinner there? And I mean, would you be comfortable having dinner up that high?
if it's like the Seattle Space Needle or the one, I think there's one in Vancouver or somewhere in Canada, and it's like been open for a while. This thing is stable. We're sure it's stable. Then I'll be like, okay, I'll give it a shot. But opening night, I'm not in a rush. I mean, I told this story on the podcast, and this is irresponsible as I'm saying it. I rode the roller coaster Goliath at Six Flags the day that opened. Probably not a good idea. I it's probably a bad idea to want to be the first person to do something like this. To like, I want to be the first to do this thing that I don't know. It's like you need to throw a couple human bodies at it first. Before, I mean, do you know how many people had to die before we could get to the moon? It's like that's how we've handled it for years. Just throw bodies at it till it's fixed. You know,
Good
let
reference point.
yeah, let other people like test it out. Like, no, thank you.
Yeah, I wouldn't go up there. And just I don't know, I like how everything was making this girl uneasy. And what's crazy too is now being able to watch films, I'm able to pick up on foreshadowing so much better than I ever was before. And I know these movies are really pushing it for you to think like, oh, well, look at these signs, look at all of these little things that are going to happen. But I really like the foreshadowing of, the couple, they go outside on the balcony and the guy proposes to his girlfriend and he can't like fit her ring on. And when I first watched it, I was like, okay, well, whatever. She's bloated or something. But then once you see the aftermath of it, I was like, fuck, ow. So yeah, it was uneasy to watch this intro scene. I won't lie.
I already alluded to it, but I was every time I watch this, and I've seen this so many times, I was just dancing right now to
I like your little dance.
the fucking "You make me wanna shout."
Do
Like
do
that
do 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 shout do
that
do.
whole I'm like jumping. I'm right there. I'm like, "Yeah, I'll put me in that spot. I'll dance in the sky." But,
Get the fuck out of here. I stay on the ground.
it's it's such a fun sequence. But, yeah, when shit starts going crazy, I think it's, like, the glass shattering at first when they're all jumping up and down. God,
Yeah.
that's horrifying. The smashing into the thing as you're falling down just oh, man, it sucks, especially if you survive that smash, it's like, oh, you get a little extra pain before you die. I gotta say, the most horrific thing, I'm just mortified by this, and I really realized it while watching this because it's something that I think the movie wants you to laugh at, and a lot of movies want you to laugh at this actually, but people being on fire while they're alive and running. This movie really indulges in that one. It, like, follows her around, and then
Yeah.
she walks past, like, the fucking vent with gasoline being
Oh
pumped in, and it's just and blows up. Oh, man, it's the worst. She just had it so bad.
I noticed that. I'm like, damn, they're really focusing on this woman, like, well, obviously walking a little fast, trying to run, but she's on fire. Why are we watching her for this long on fire? Like,
She gets lit on fire just by, like, I think it's a chef who's, like, oil just falls on her and she just gets lit engulfed in flames real quick. I felt so bad for her. I felt bad for a lot of people, but mostly her. But yeah, a whole bunch of people die. There's, like, layers to this intro because the people fall, then there's the lady on fire and the explosion, and let me know if I'm skipping over everything. But then, like, a bunch of people, like, I think Iris and, like, her husband, like, or her fiance now, like, falls to his death, then she runs to a different part of the building, and at some point things shift and then that the piano falls. It's like so crazy. This is such a wild opening sequence. It's horrifying. I had to watch it several times.
yeah, the part that, the top of the needle is like obviously breaking off, but it's at an angle and you have this one woman who is on top of the window, like the glass, and you're like, all right, something's about to fall. And you're thinking it's maybe like the little charm thingy from the chandelier, but nope, it's the fucking piano itself. What a way to go. You get smashed by a piano and then you just fall to your death. If the piano didn't kill you, well, maybe the fall of the death or fall to your death will kill you. But yeah, what a way to fucking go. That whole thing was like really difficult to watch. Even the building falling apart where they're trying to take the stairs down because too many fucking people broke the damn elevator. Do you think you could make that jump?
Maybe they were higher up. They had the high ground, much like Obi-Wan when he
Yeah.
was facing Anakin in Star Wars Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah, because I know that.
Well, I thought you'd recognize it by the full title. uh,
No, not at all. Not at
You'd be
all.
like, "Oh, yeah, that one, yeah." But
Oh, yeah. That one. My bad. I'm sorry.
so, yeah, I don't know if I were higher up, maybe I could make that jump, but
Well,
I'm
you're
not
tall. That's why. I'm short and it would not work.
I don't test my jumping ability that often, but also, like, leg strength would have a lot to do with it. Like, you work out, so you probably have pretty strong legs. I don't think we test out how far we can jump that often.
But my knees are jacked
So are
right
mine.
now. So I don't think I can make it. Plus, I would try to test how far I could jump when I was little because they made us do those stupid tests in gym class. I
Mm.
fucking hated it because I did like the tiniest jump ever. But then everyone else, who of course was taller than me, jumped farther than me. So, way to make another short joke, Nick.
I
Thanks.
Didn't even say the word once.
Anyway, so
Um,
so yeah, next part of the scene.
well, so yeah, this movie also really likes pennies. Like death has a fascination with pennies in this one. This
Mhm.
movie just does everything so much more competently than the rest of the franchise, I think. Like the penny thing is so cool because a penny too, I mean, monetarily, it's insignificant. Like, it's so insignificant to us in the world. We don't even like pick up pennies anymore. And like size wise, it's smaller. It's smaller than a quarter. It feels so insufficient, but it has such significance in this world. And it stems from like that shitty kid throwing it off the Space Needle during that, like, pretty beautiful proposal. I thought it was a nice proposal,
It
but
was.
it gets, like, sucked into the vent, and then it ends up on the piano, basically, and it's spinning, 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 and it just, like, lands. And I love just it's like a bit. It's so funny as horrific as it is, it's equally as funny, but the thing, like, the penny gently falls and then the piano top just like aggressively slams closed and it like then another thing slams and then it aggressively slides and just falls on this one lady, like that poor lady, and then the piano crushes the kid and his teeth like
That was
pop
the
out.
best part. That was the best part, seeing that, and the fucking
Mhm.
kids, like, running out laughing, thinking that he made it. No, bitch, you about to die. That was my first bullet point after Ring of Fire. This kid needs to die.
Yeah, it was pretty important to, I think, the filmmakers and the audience that this kid got his because I mean him and that penny alone is like so significant. When Iris stops him from throwing that penny, I wrote down in my notes like she saved so many lives just by stopping that penny from being in the chain. I mean, those
Mhm.
people might have died, but at least they didn't have a penny or a piano thrown on them.
Yeah.
Before the premonition ends, this little boy and Iris are the last two to die. The boy dies last. That's a pretty important factor. And then so that's not Iris doesn't wake from the premonition then though. That we see that later. Then it's Stephanie. The premonition isn't a premonition in this one. I
Mhm.
almost forgot that, but it's Stephanie's reoccurring nightmare. This is the best spin that any Final Destination sequel has taken on a Final Destination concept, I think. It's so cool and opens so many windows for what the movie will go on to do. I mean, what do you think about everything we're at so far?
So, yeah, that took me by surprise that it wasn't Iris, waking from her premonition. It was a girl, Stephanie, waking up from a nightmare. So, at least that was like a fresh take on this. I don't know. I felt like I'm not trying to be mean. I felt like the girl who played Stephanie, Caitlin, Santa Juana, eh, she didn't sell it for me whenever she like was like having a freak out moment with her nightmare, even having the nightmare at night, in class. She didn't really sell it. But the fact that it was, a nightmare instead of a premonition, that was a cool way to like bring you into this. And I was happy that they went back to again just focusing on one person seeing all the signs from death and not multiple people.
Yeah, this movie ignores a lot of the dumb shit that some of the sequels do. I do really enjoy the actress's performance who plays Stephanie. And I said really enjoy it. I think the supporting cast gets more to do. Stephanie is kind of her job is a little thankless in this movie. She's there to look concerned, look sad, look worried, which I think her facial expression, she really does. And then she's there to uncover shit and deliver exposition. The other characters really are painted with more color, I think, and they're way more easy to gravitate towards. I mean, Charlie, her brother, we're introduced to him, and he says one of the funniest jokes that got such a laugh in the theater. that I saw it in where he was like he's like, "I mean, I have dreams all the time. Like last night I dreamt that a hot dog was eating me. It was eating me." He, like, takes a beat, and it works so well, and immediately you're hooked into his character, and, like, their dad is a pretty, like, sweet and sympathetic dude, like, everything his wife leaving him, like, you really buy into at least, like, the first 2 characters we're introduced to.
Yeah, I liked her brother a lot, Charlie, and I was wondering, okay, what happened between them because there's clearly like a rift in their relationship. Like, what happened? Who's at fault here? More than likely, it's her because she went away to school. And I was interested in figuring out what happened with them just based on his performance alone. And yeah, I like the dad a lot too because he was just very welcoming when she walked in the door, and I feel like you don't see that with a lot of men. And then as we're slowly introduced to other characters, the one that I really liked was the guy Eric,
I knew you were gonna like Eric.
Of
Everybody
course you
likes
did.
Eric, though.
Of
Eric
course.
is, like, the best character. Eric and Bobby, they're like a duo later in the movie, and you're like,
Yeah.
"Why isn't this a movie? Just Eric and Bobby hanging out like Clerks style or something."
Yeah, they were funny and they were such a strange pair of brothers, but you can clearly see just the bond that they had with each other, especially Eric. Like it seemed like did they ever say which one is older?
Eric would be older because he would be the oldest because they thought he was going to die first in the chain of events.
True. Okay, yeah. So you can clearly see like the big brother type of like care for him, but also like being a dick at the same time. Like he's always looking out for Bobby, but at the same time, like doesn't he like punch him in his sack at one point?
Yeah, right before they go to the hospital to try to find Tony Todd, he punches him in the
Tony
sack.
Todd. I was so happy seeing him again.
Yeah, he got an applause in my movie theater when he popped up.
Everyone in the theater, they like literally gasped. I even gasped and was just trying not to cry because I was just like, damn, you can see just like the physicality, like how different he looks in this one compared to the other films. And anytime I would watch him in these films, I would just automatically think back to Candyman when he was in the parking lot, just hypnotizing Helen, like just trying to like entrance her. And the way he was just standing there, like hands behind his back, he got like his big ass coat on. He just looked larger than life in that moment. So seeing him in here and then thinking about that freaked me the fuck out.
Yeah, I get the vibe that Tony Todd was a pretty tall man. I don't know his exact height, but Final Destination 5, he was pretty big in that one. He definitely has a presence, even though in this movie, I can only assume he looked as skinny as he did because of health reasons. He passed away before this movie was released in theaters. He still, like, you larger than life is a good word choice. He still looked like he towered over people, and he looked huge, and he still has that monstrous, like, low voice
Mm-hmm.
that everybody loves. Like, it's still there, like, perfectly. Because, a lot of the times older actors will kind of, like, age out of their voice, especially, like, the 3 lead Star Wars actors, they all, like, aged into just very different sounding people.
I I love how everything from this film you're able to reference it back to Star Wars.
Yeah, what's it called? Stephanie is having these premonitions, and she wants to get in touch with her grandma, Iris. She's like, "Where's Iris's stuff?" "Oh, it's over at your cousin's house." So she goes over there to try to find it, and this is where we're introduced to, Eric, Bobby, and then is it Julia, the other girl?
I think so.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
we're
Julia.
we're introduced to the 3 cousins and her aunt and uncle, and, they all basically resent her because she's gone away for super long, and she's, like, desperately trying to get to Iris. Do you have anything else to say about the other characters we're introduced to?
No, they were just like basic side characters. I liked all of their chemistry that they had together. You can clearly see that, the three of them were close in relationship compared to how distant everyone was from Iris, or not Iris. Crap. What's her name? Stephanie. So, yeah, but not too much to say about them until later once they meet their fate.
Yeah, so Stephanie basically goes on her way to find to Iris. We get to Iris's house, and it's fortified in the craziest way. It doesn't seem safe, but she's apparently, like, trying to protect herself from death. The house doesn't seem safe at all. It seems like she built a death trap to live in. I'm surprised she's made it this far, but she's made it this far, and she's basically stopping death. Death, as we'll later come to know, has basically been going one by one, killing everybody who survived the Space Needle incident. And he's taken his sweet time. He really is just like, I don't know why he can't do them all at once. It's very weird. Or just give everybody a fatal illness or something, you know.
No, seriously, because even one of my bullet points, I was like, damn, Death has a fucked up sense of humor still because, yeah, just how Iris has her whole fucking bunker essentially just like barricading herself. Think of how horrible her life is and how paranoid she is because, she's in there with Stephanie and clearly talking to death, but there's no one there, but she's talking as if she's talking to an entity itself. And then there was like a light that was like reflecting on a piece of string or a rope that was going to drop something. I don't remember that part exactly, but like she throws something at the lamp to move it, and I'm explaining this so badly, but that way that rope thing didn't break. You can edit this out if you want to because it sounds so terrible. But yeah, just how paranoid she is. Imagine living with that every single day. And then even at the end, well, I won't jump to the end, but yeah, it death has a fucked up sense of humor in these films.
No, I agree. And the thing that's hanging from a rope, I think, is like a plant. It's like you need a plant that badly. And why death is just now figuring out how to use this. Like, this part is a little ridiculous. I'll admit it's maybe the weakest part of the film. Everything with old Iris, she's kind of kooky. Yeah, it doesn't fully work for me. And then she basically allows death to kill her in order to prove a point to Stephanie. That also seems like a bad idea. She gets like something through the face, and she basically it just so Stephanie will believe her. It's like, so now death is going to come for her. What if death came for Stephanie immediately and then no one was able to warn her? She should have like been like, go somewhere safe. I'm gonna be dead in a little bit. I'll like call you or something and you'll hear me die on the phone. It totally irresponsible, just immediately passing death on to these people.
Did you notice that in these films, the way majority of the people die is something either getting penetrated in their mouth, their head getting decapitated, half of their head getting decapitated because Iris
Mhm.
gets like whatever stabbed in her face and fucks up her entire face, her jaw's like hanging off. Then in the first one you have Billy, that piece of metal like slices his head, and like right where his mouth opening is, that's where it like cut it off, I think. Even in part two, when that girl Kat was in the van and that one fireman was trying to get her out, and he like slams the door, and her dumbass like freaks out and like pushes herself back into that fucking pole that was like shoved into her chair. Yeah, there's a lot of head trauma in these films.
Yeah, and I mean, I feel like it's an easier effect to do. I think maybe we might have mentioned that on Terrifier as well. Just head related stuff, having a prosthetic head you can mess up, or in a lot of cases
True.
nowadays, CGI. I will say the jaw coming off is a thing that modern horror has really brought to a pretty fucked up place. Like Smile 2 has 2 pretty fucked up jaw, uh, coming off scenes, and
Ah,
then
fuck, really?
yeah, it does.
Damn.
It's and one of them, it, like, shows it to you. I always forget that it's in there, and it's one of the most horrifying, like, 5 seconds, if even, of a horror movie I've seen in recent years. Smile 2 is very upsetting. It's, like, very punishing to its main character, and I kind of love the Smile movies for that.
Damn. I was looking for something to watch and that popped up and I still need to watch that. And now I'm a little nervous too. I'm gonna
Oh,
watch
man.
it. I'm gonna watch it still, but I'm a little scared now.
I highly recommend it. It's a dark movie though. It's like I was rewatching it with my girlfriend about like a month ago, and I was just like, "Fuck!" It was right before bed, and I was just like, "God, this is a rough watch before bed."
That's where you really fucked up watching it
Yeah,
before bedtime.
it's so dark. I mean, I don't know if I said this on the pod, but she knew I had to watch Terrifier for the podcast, and it was right before bed, and she was like, "Do you want to throw it on?" And I was like, "I don't know if I need this in my head right before I fall asleep." A clown
Mhm.
sawing somebody in half.
Exactly. Exactly. Especially if you were eating something like I was accidentally.
Yeah. But basically, so after that, it's they're off to Iris's funeral, and then their mom shows up at the funeral. It took me I've seen this movie a bunch actually, and it took me until this watch to actually nail down the family tree. Maybe it was easier for everybody else, but I was like, "Wait, who's what and why is there a whole side family that's getting slaughtered before them?" But piece it together, like we had the uncle, and this is the sister of the uncle that we've been seeing, Stephanie and Charlie's mom. And yeah, they basically welcome her into the home and have a nice party with her, it seems, and we get some basically the start of our fun death shenanigans for this movie. They're like barbecuing basically, and there's a like glass shard Russian roulette going on. A glass shard ends up in ice and is getting passed around. I think, another movie we covered, it was Curse of Chucky, I
Mhm.
think. Did
Yeah.
that well. This does it a bit better, I think, but 2 very good. I love a good Russian roulette thing. You don't think this did it better?
No, I think Chucky did it better. Like everyone's about to eat their dinner, and then you got that little circle. You saw who was going to eat the dinner,
Yeah.
the poison, but like, okay, maybe that's why this one kind of did it better because you didn't know who actually had it. But I still got to give it to Curse of Chucky.
Curse of Chucky was did it in a more stylized type of way. This was just more fun, I'd say. Like Julia, if that is her real name, she like chokes on a bug and you think it's the glass. But not only is the glass shard Russian roulette going on, there's like a gas grill that Eric is trying to light, and Bobby's bouncing up and down on a trampoline with a rake under it. I love the setups, and even on rewatch, I was like, "Oh yeah, I know this ends in a lawnmower to the face, but how do we get there?" It's so funny, and basically, I mean, do you want to say anything? I could go over like the sequence of events unless you want to.
No, that's fine. I was just enjoying like all the little setups. Like, all right, well, we're gonna see who's about to get their like mouth sliced and diced open with this fucking shard of glass. And I was really, really hoping that one of them stabbed their foot on the rake with on the trampoline. But of course, that didn't happen. That would have been a cool way to go, or not go, but just like get hurt. Wait, doesn't someone step on the glass? Doesn't like the uncle step on the glass?
Yeah, so I
Okay.
don't. I don't remember if it was in Julia's glass, but like the glass ends up in the grass and the uncle steps on it. And as he steps on it, the mom had moved the rake from under the trampoline and set it off to the side. And then the rake falls over from where she set it and hits the button on the lawnmower, which a lawnmower with a button, I got to get this shit. Like, even though it does seem more dangerous. There's probably gotta be some safety mechanisms behind it. I feel like it can't just be you press the button and it goes. Like, you gotta hold something else down. It's gotta be a two-hand fucking job here, but just
Exactly.
for safety reasons. Or maybe you have to, like, turn a key, who knows? But, yeah, the rake falls over, and starts the lawnmower up, and the lawnmower basically goes and shreds up the uncle's face, and oh man, it's funeral number 2 already, you know?
Who did it better? Final Destination Bloodlines or Sinister for the lawnmower scene?
Who oh, Sinister was scarier. Uh,
Mhm.
Bloodlines was more no, Sinister was more upsetting. Bloodlines was very well done and, like, super crazy, but Sinister was way more fucked up, I think.
Yeah, just because you had the dreaded anticipation, like, what the fuck are we gonna see? We know what we're gonna see, but when are we gonna see it? And it just took unnecessarily long to get to that point. And then once you do, you hear like a loud ass scream, and then yeah, this one it was funny. It was shitty to die like that, but it was funny. So yeah, you gotta give it to Sinister for that one.
If I'm remembering correctly, I wanna say The Happening also has a pretty fucked up lawnmower death. Am I wrong?
I
I
don't
f
know. I don't. I think I tried to see the happening and I didn't finish it. That's a M Night Shyamalan movie, right?
yeah,
Yeah, I didn't finish that one. Fuck.
that checks out. I don't know. It doesn't surprise me. It's not his best work.
Oh, I was like, wait, what? But I like most of his films. I just haven't seen that one, or he did like another movie called Old or something.
I just watched a old quick plug, guys, go to YouTube and check out Movies with Bay. Me and my
Aw.
yeah, me and my girlfriend did a commentary yesterday on M. Night Shyamalan's Old. It'll be up on YouTube in a couple weeks. And we have Blair Witch 2016 up right now. We recorded a Jumanji one, but we're gonna scrap it because she fell asleep, like, in the last 20 minutes. Hopefully, she doesn't mind me saying that, but, um yeah, we got a good old commentary on Old coming up. You haven't seen that one?
I haven't, so I don't
Movie's
know.
fucking
Maybe
wild.
really okay because I want to see it.
That's one of his more ambitious movies, I think, and it is based on pre-existing material, I think. I wanna say it's based on a graphic novel, I could be wrong. Even that being said, it's, I think, one of his most ambitious, wild movies. It's not one of my favorite, but it's wild.
Okay, okay. I'm gonna have to watch that now because I keep seeing it on one of the streaming websites. I haven't put it on.
It's on Prime Video now with ads, but it was on HBO Max, I wanna say, for, like, ever, and they just took it off.
Damn. Okay. Well, I'll check it out. And I do got to check out like your guys' YouTube channel now because I saw that you put up the Blair Witch Project. I was like, yo, let's fucking go.
I think you'll dig it. It's kind of fun, and yeah, I think you'll have fun with it, especially if you enjoy hearing. I mean, you like making fun of me, so you get to hear someone else make fun of me, basically.
I mean, I was gonna ask this question, but I was holding it back. I was gonna be like, does she troll you too? Like, no, let me not say that. Let me be nice. But okay, now I really gotta listen to it.
Yeah, the episode begins, the first words out of her mouth, she's, like, in the middle of making fun of me, I'm pretty
I
sure.
love it. Okay, I gotta listen to it now.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, listeners, go check that out. But so anyway, I think we'll start speeding through the rest of the movie because it's basically just kills and exposition from here on out. But
hmm
Stephanie basically maps out the whole timeline from the initial premonition up to where they are now, and this is when it's revealed that all of the other Final Destination movies have pretty much been a part of this whole death reclaiming everybody who died initially at the Space Needle. Those people had kids. As we said, Death is very lazy. He just procrastinates, and he took decades to get to everybody, and they started making babies, and he's like, "Fuck, I gotta kill their babies too," as they've like all grown older. It's just very bad work on his part. But anyway, uh yeah, so she basically lays this out to everybody, and they're all like, "Fuck you. Our dad just died. Like, you get out of here with you and your final. You sound like that movie Final Destination that came out in 2000. Like, what's up with this?"
Yeah, I felt bad for her trying to, convince everybody we're all about to die, but the fact that they were mourning their dad's death, it's like, okay, it's understandable that their heads are all over the fucking place. Nothing that anyone else says is gonna make sense to them, nor will they fucking care either. But then you just start seeing like, okay, little by little shit's going down with what was it? I just said the guy's name and now I can't remember it. Eric's like approaching death. That whole tattoo parlor scene
Yeah.
was insane. Oh god. Like, would you ever get your tongue pierced?
No, I don't think I would. I haven't known many guys to get their tongue pierced. Like, not to say piercings are gender exclusive. So I've never really thought about getting it, but I would just have no desire to have something else going on in my mouth.
Yeah, I knew a few guys that did that, but also more so women that do it. But no, that's ugh. So then seeing it like being performed here, he's just like holding her tongue. Doesn't even look like it
Oh,
was
man.
centered. And then he's like pissed off at his boss because now he has to close. I would be fucking terrified if someone's about to put a needle through my body while he's in a bad mood right now. Get the fuck out of here with that. Nope, nope, nope. Stay away from mouth piercings like that.
Yeah, he's got a lot of business going on while he's piercing that lady, and she looks so uncomfortable while he's
Mm-hmm.
it looks aggressive the way he's holding her tongue. Oh man. And maybe you need to be that aggressive since it's a muscle that you're holding and fighting against. And is it the strongest muscle in the body, the tongue?
Oh, I don't fucking know, is it?
I think it might. I am a scientist, so I will say it is the strongest muscle in the body. You've heard it here at Morbid Curiosities, folks. Don't Google it, just start telling people. No,
I was about to start Googling it now.
Google it first. Don't buy me on my word, I'm not a scientist. There's
Duh, I should have known this. The jaw is our strongest muscle.
so I was wrong, listeners. You heard it here first. I was wrong.
It's okay. I'm wrong plenty of times, and you throw me under the bus for that. So now we're even.
I try not to. I correct before the listeners aggressively correct.
No, seriously. Yeah. Thank you for that.
Yeah,
Before everyone comes at us with the
yeah.
hate mail.
But yeah, so Eric, yeah, he his piercing gets caught in something. This whole scene is wild. I
Mm-hmm.
like how the shop owner's like close up, and he's like, "You didn't say anything about closing. You didn't say anything about closing." It's a good moment. His death. I remember watching it in theaters. I was like, "This death sucks." Like, it's a fiery death. I was ready for Eric to go. He didn't win me over yet, but honestly, it was when I saw him walking up with that fire department shirt. There's something about someone casually wearing a fire department shirt. I honestly like them a little more. I'm like, oh, even though I know you're not a fireman, you're repping the fire department, your local
Mm.
FDP.
Yeah, I was wondering too, like, why does he have that shirt on? And I'm thinking, well, I mean, there was a fire. They did probably save him. He needed a t-shirt. Makes sense.
Yeah, I don't know why he's wandering in the street with an orange juice though. I was like, what is he doing? They almost like hit him with their car because they think he's dead. It was a nice fake out. We later get the reveal he was like a half kid with someone, a neighbor, a
Yeah.
family friend. So he isn't blood related to the dad. So he's out of the loop. So we don't have to worry about him dying. Eric is safe for the rest of the movie, guys. Don't worry. Turn off the podcast here if you were just checking in for Eric's safety and well being because he's good from here on out. Well, we can tell you that. But yeah, Julia ends up getting it with a garbage truck. Did you see the behind the scenes I think I sent you for this kill scene?
Oh shit, I did not see it. What was it?
It's so cool the way they did it. So there's like little slats as the fucking thing is closing and it is set to like form around her face. So her face basically stays there, the slats form around it, and then they CGI her face exploding from there. You can look it up on YouTube. I think you can look up a couple of the ways I saw the lawnmower sequence actually on Instagram. It's like very fun how like simple and cool these actual effects were before they added the CGI. But I thought this her death was like so unfortunate, but also pretty fun.
What do you mean unfortunate? I hated her. She needed to die too.
Oh man, getting your face smashed in a garbage thing. Is this the third movie we've covered where that was a death? I know Child's Play 3 we covered it, and I feel like
Right.
we covered it in another movie because I remember comparing it. I remember talking about how bad the Child's Play 3 was in comparison to another on the pod, but this again outdoes Child's Play 3's non-death scene.
I mean, I was gonna ask that too. Okay, who did it better? Final Destination Bloodlines or Child's Play 3? But I'm like, no, because this one
Yeah,
clearly did it better.
by miles. This like bl- uh, Child Child's Play 3 doesn't even exist compared to this movie.
True, true.
I'm sure the box office would reflect on that too. This movie was a mega hit. I did a summer movie wager that I do every summer, and I put this as a dark horse, and it really fucked me not putting it in the top 10. But I didn't expect it. I didn't expect Weapons to crack the top 10 of the summer either. Kind of fucked up.
Guys, go see or order Weapons if you are waiting to watch it at home. It's such a great film.
Yeah, it's on VOD. I'm waiting to buy it. I might get it. I've been really wanting to see it for a third time.
Same. I really want to fucking watch that.
Shout out to Weapons. Good year for horror. Final Destination Bloodlines and Weapons. We're covering them both in the same year. We're going to
For
be doing
real.
another new one from this year. We'll tell you, wait till the end of the episode. We're going to tell you what it is, but I'm pretty excited about that. But great year for horror. But yeah, the setup to Julia's death I thought was pretty fun too. They're walking and she's like, that blade thing could fall over, that leaf blower could blow leaves, and the soccer ball could get kicked into your face and you die. And basically all of that happens in the background, but in a
Mm-hmm.
different way. And that's what gets Julia into a garbage can, which gets her into the garbage truck. I thought it was a well done sequence, even though I don't think she deserved to have her face smashed.
Yeah, I didn't like her character. So it was very amusing to see her fall in a garbage can and then get thrown into the fucking like garbage truck. That was great. It was difficult to watch her death scene just play out because I was like, fuck, how are they gonna do this? And then just seeing all the CGI just like squish her face. That was gross, but it was worth it.
It worth it in what way? Worth it to see her die or worth it for the spectacle?
Both.
Damn. Yeah, you're just player hating.
We know this. Like, I'm always choosing violence in these films. We covered it in Child's Play 2. We're covering it here, and we'll cover it in more movies to come.
So this sparks, we find out that Eric, why he wasn't the next in line, he's a half brother technically. And they're basically like, okay, Bobby's next. We all need to protect Bobby. Everybody fucking loves Bobby. They're looking out for him and his nut allergy, which they seed very well, but everyone's very concerned about his nut allergy. But They go on a road trip in Stephanie and Charlie's mom's SUV, or not SUV, RV, to go visit Tony Todd, the, like, little kid who
Whew.
survived. Yeah. He's the little kid who survived the beginning incident. And, remind me, I have an idea for what a sequel to this could look like that I wanna say at the end of the episode. But,
Mhm.
yeah, we basically get all the Tony Todd stuff right here. It was a very nice send off. He's gonna go and live the best life that he could. Unfortunately, he doesn't have that much time because everybody in this group dies within like 24 hours after having this conversation.
I wonder how his death was gonna be.
Okay, well, I'll just kind of say it now since, I mean, I guess we're not spoiling anything for anybody. I feel I have an idea for what a Final Destination 7 could be. Tony Todd's already passed away, so I imagine you're probably not going to give him like a horrific death. Maybe write in that his character was already sick. I think he got the same thing that Iris got because it's revealed that, or it said that he was friends with Iris and
Mhm.
took care of her after she got sick, but he's sick with that same thing. So I imagine you give him an easy out. He dies from whatever sickness that may be. I don't know if they said it was cancer or something, but I imagine the next movie you make it about Tony Todd's Tony Todd's son. You say Tony Todd had a son, his dad just dies, and Tony Todd's son, it's a different kind of Final Destination movie. He's been so prepared for it because of his dad. He was born into this world knowing one day death was for sure going to come for him, and he has to stay prepared. And the last movie in this timeline is Tony Todd's son combating death, and it's not a character filled with fear. It's a vengeful character going after death.
Okay, I could buy into that, and I don't know. I don't know how I would feel if they give Tony Todd a son in this universe. Like, I don't know. They can't have. I don't know. It would feel like Scream all over again, and I don't think I could vibe with it.
I feel like this would make more sense because it's just a guy who had a kid.
But still, it's
It's not like he's passing on like it's not like Captain America having a kid and it's like he's the chosen one. It's just a guy, maybe he wanted to have a kid. You're going to rob him of being a dad, Mercedes. What if that
no.
was his character's dream, was to be a father?
I don't think he wanted to be a father. He was being like a creepy guy in all of these films, the best character in all these films.
He was a dad at heart. I believe that he always wanted to be a dad. Watching Final Destination 2 when
I love
he's talking with Kim.
optimistic how optimistic you are about these characters, and you're trying to give them like a very thoughtful backstory, and I'm just over here like, nah, this motherfucker needs to die, this guy needs to die, she needs to die because I hate her face. I didn't think Tony Todd had to die in real life or in this film or in this universe, but yeah, nah, he he was a solo man through and through in this world.
We'll see. We'll see what Final Destination 7 looks like. Maybe the writers are listening and they're like, "Wait, that's a good idea." And we just broke them out of writer's block. And hey, you guys can feel free to give me a story by credit if that's the case. I'll take whatever the payment is for that gladly.
Guys listening, don't forget to rate us 5 stars on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Let us know what you think Final Destination 7 is going to be like as well.
Hell yeah. So these guys are basically, after they're done talking to Tony Todd, Eric is like, "All right, Bobby, we got to kill you. We're going to use peanuts to kill you." And they're fucking around at a vending machine. They're trying to tip it over. I do like that Bobby's like, "I'm not going out on some unsalted bitches. I'm
Mm-hmm.
going," and he points at this universe's version of Reese's. And I
Mm-hmm.
used that as a way to tell my girlfriend that Reese's are the superior candy. I'm like, even the guy with the nut allergy, you go out on the Reese's, not a Snickers. But that's a battle for another day.
But at least you just admitted that that is the superior candy and that raisins suck.
No, raisins don't suck. Raisins are better than Snickers too, Raisinets, I'd
Get the
say.
fuck out of here. You need to take that back right now.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Snickers, gotta say.
Who's not a fan of Snickers? Those are good.
This guy, I'm not a big fan. I'm not a big fan of caramel in general.
I think I like caramel just because it's like a little bittersweet memory for me. My mom would always buy like the box of chocolate turtles. So they'd have like the little caramel pieces in there. And I would just steal them from her and eat all of those myself. They'd get stuck in my teeth, but I loved them. So that's probably why I like caramel so much.
That's very nice.
The people out there in the world who like raisins, I don't know, man. I don't know about you guys.
I think it's pretty popular, especially amongst children and old people. And that's a
More
pretty
so the elderly.
it's a children too, and they're a pretty important demographic. Children are the reason Lilo and Stitch is number 1 at the box office.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess.
Anyway, I like the tangents we're going on, the little
I
sidebars.
know.
But Eric and Bobby decide to go messing around at the hospital. I already said all that. So they pick Reese's. He's like, I'm going to eat this Reese's and die on it. And at some point, this MRI machine gets cranked on. I thought this MRI sequence was maybe the best in the movie. It's so
Yeah.
fucked up. It's so fun. The audience I was seeing this with went wild.
And I fucking knew. Everyone fucking knew Eric was gonna be fucked, and that like, okay, his nose piercing's gonna come off, his earrings are gonna come off. We know damn well everything else that's gonna come off, and just him getting like sucked into the MRI machine. My God, that was pretty horrifying to watch.
Yeah, I felt so bad for him. His piercings getting ripped off, it hurt me. I don't even really have piercings anymore, and it hurt me to see all of that. Nipple piercings getting ripped out of you seem so horrifying. And then the dick piercing too. It's like, oh my god, dude. But a wheelchair sends him flying into the MRI machine, and he basically gets smashed all the way in. It stabs through him. It's really awful. And then Bobby gets the spring from the vending machine through his head, and the spring is like turning and turning. So even Eric wasn't safe, unfortunately.
Yeah, and I like how after that scene ended, the mom, Charlie, and why do I keep forgetting her name? Stephanie. They
Stephanie
were
with an
out.
F and an I.
Yeah, they were outside, and Charlie was like, "Well, why did Eric die if he's not like in our bloodline, basically?" And Stephanie repeats
If
what
he's
Tony
not in
Todd
our
said.
Final Destination Bloodlines.
Exactly. And Stephanie repeated what Tony Todd said and was like, "Oh, well, if you fuck with death, fuck." I forgot the actual line, but like,
Something about Mac Daddies.
what?
Yeah.
Okay, please say the entire line now.
You don't want to fuck with that Mac Daddy.
Oh, yeah, 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 that's right. Wait, no, I think he said that in one of the other films though.
The first one.
Oh, duh. Yeah. Wow. See, this is why you're here and why you lead the podcast. And I'm just like the side character here.
You did the intro today. What do you mean?
But you do the intro for all the other ones and you got all the facts down.
Not all the time. I didn't know what the strongest muscle in the body was, so that's up for debate.
The one thing that you got wrong. I'm trying to give you props here, man. Fucking take it.
I'm not taking it. I'm not accepting it this time.
That's so bogus. I see how it is now.
I mean, yeah, what did you think about all that all that good hospital stuff?
I liked it. I like how silly it was because the brothers, like, while Eric is trying to tell Bobby, okay, this is what we're gonna do, and they're trying to figure out, like, okay, well, if you take someone's life and you get all their life or all their years, then they show a scene where they're looking at like the nursery room with all the little babies that were just born, and they're just like, no, no, but they're thinking about it. So I thought that was a little dark humor there. And just seeing how like their plan fucking failed miserably was so bad. I was like, damn, this guy's about to die. At least he's going out eating a Reese cup, but he's gonna come back to life, and at least he'll be able to enjoy the fact that he was able to try a Reese cup at least once in his life. But then they both die in a very brutal way. Damn, Reese cups can be the death of people, but they are the best candy out there.
This is also too, I think, where they mention Kim. They say her full name. They mention that she
Yeah.
broke out of Death's cycle. I was like, I was so right. I told Mercedes.
Shut up.
I was right and she was wrong. I'm kidding.
Wow. No, no, you weren't. I felt that in my soul. Wow. I think I'm branded from that.
So,
Wow.
I mean, I was just wrong on this episode earlier today. So,
No, no, it's okay. You want to just throw it in my face. It's all good.
so we're down to Charlie, Stephanie, and Mom. Good old Mom, and she's basically like, "I'm gonna bite the bullet. We can go to Iris's house. I'll live there, and death will not come for anybody until I die." That goes poorly. I don't remember exactly what happens, but the house like explodes, and uh, death like I think had the oven going or something, but the house
Yeah.
explodes. The RV, Stephanie's in the RV. It tips over into a bunch of water. The mom becomes Two Face for a little bit. I thought that was pretty nice. This movie's a part of the Batman universe. It was about time we got a woman as Two Face. I've been clamoring it for all these years.
I
Woman,
love it.
woman Two Face, two woman face, whatever her name would be. She saves Charlie real quick because like a burning tree is on him or something. And I like that I have it written down. She says, I'm going to stay along as I, and then boom, a pole smashes right into her and she's dead. I, I thought that was a pretty wild choice for the movie. Like, because they mourn for her after it happens, but to give her such a ridiculous death, I was like, that's such a fun, weird choice for the movie to make. I didn't know. I thought it was great. I remember my theater like I heard somebody like gasp when when their mom died.
You would think she would have had like more of a basic kill or something, but yeah, I did find that really funny, and I felt like a dick because I was laughing too hard at it, but I mean, I think it was meant to be laughed at. I don't know. I like all the death scenes in here.
I mean, this movie, I do enjoy every death scene too. But this movie, so I will say this end sequence is the best, I think, out of any of the Final Destination movies. I had heard someone on a podcast recently saying the end is pretty messy and it's not that great. And I was going into this rewatch with that in my head and rewatching it uh, right before we recorded. I like put on the ending real quick and I was like, it's not bad. It's I think the most exciting of all of the movie's endings, I think. I mean, how do you feel about that?
You saying that, I agree. Just because I feel like a lot of the other movies they fell flat with their endings, or they, I don't know, left us on like a crappy cliffhanger. But this one, it kind of seals it all in, like, all right, they're about to die, and they actually show them die. They don't kind of like cop out at the end. You do see both of them fucking get annihilated. So I did like the ending of this.
I'm glad I allow myself to form my own opinions with stuff because I was listening to that podcast driving home today, and
Hmm.
when they were talking about the ending, I was like, "Yeah, these movies do have bad endings." And I didn't quite remember how this one ended because I had rewatched this movie last week. I didn't get to watch it like as close to the day of the podcast,
Hmm.
so I was just like, Let me just rewatch that ending again." I was like, "Those guys are wrong." I think this is a pretty well done ending. I enjoyed it. It has that comedy beat of the mom getting killed, and then the brother, he like pulls out his, like, switchblade gets stuck in his finger.
Oh, man, I hated that part.
It
Ugh.
was rough, but I felt like that was supposed to be a little funny too.
I cringed at that more than I could laugh at that. I was mad though because I was like, you should just fucking let your sister die because he's clearly trying to help her like get out of her seatbelt while she's drowning at the same time. And her dumbass is like pulling on his head, on his hair, whatever, and like clearly making it harder for him. Bitch, let him do his thing. I know you're drowning, but nah, she deserved to die just because of that.
Honestly, they should just kill somebody and take the time that they have. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it seems so much easier than all of this shit that they're going through. Not saying I endorse the act of murder. I definitely
I don't
don't.
know. It
I,
sounds like you
I
do.
100% don't. But the it just within the context of these movies, it's like, okay, shit's exploding. You're like drowning. It's like, I don't know. Fucking, it just seems like a lot to deal with. But Stephanie basically like drowns, or so they say. And Charlie comes and revives her and tells her that their mom died. And they actually cry. They take a moment to mourn, which I thought was pretty nice. And then basically after that, it cuts to, I don't know what the time jump is. It could be 6 years from now. I don't even know, but there's a time jump. And what is the son going to like prom? What is going on at the end of this movie?
Yeah, he's going to prom, I guess. He asks this one girl that he likes, and the dad and Stephanie are there just to kind of like watch him off. Everyone's there taking pictures, whatever. And you see his girlfriend come out. Well, wait, I think her dad came out first, and I guess he's a doctor.
Yeah.
And yeah, and then like he was saying, "Oh yeah, I heard he was the lifesaver or whatever." And Stephanie chimes in like, "Yeah, he brought me back from the dead." And then there's the whole, "Nah, not really."
Yeah.
And yeah, I
This
was
guy.
wondering how this guy. I was wondering how they were going to like find a way to twist this at the end after they did that because I was like, all right, well, she's dead. Got her ass breathing again. Cool. Now what's gonna happen next? Like, what are they gonna do to fuck this shit up? So to hear that explanation, I was like, damn, fucking death and his damn sense of humor.
Yeah. The guy's like, well, technically you were unconscious and he just got you back to being conscious again. And it's funny. So my girlfriend's a nurse, and the whole time watching it, when he was talking, she's like, "Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm, yeah, exactly." And I'm like, "Okay, I get it.
I love it.
You know how science works. You probably knew the jaw was the strongest muscle in the body."
She probably does and is gonna make fun of us for that.
Yeah, good for you. No, but I'm just kidding, babe, if you're listening to this. But yeah, I thought that was pretty entertaining. And then I think it might be the next shot after the doctor is a big Debbie Downer. And they're like, wait, so you
Debbie
didn't
Downer.
die? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We get the shot of the train tracks from the very beginning. I'm pretty sure it's the same set of tracks that were at the beginning. So we get the shot of train tracks, and this old lady is like buying lemonade at a lemonade stand and drops a penny. And according to Google, that's the same penny that was from the beginning of the movie. But I thought Iris had that taped up in her book. So I don't know if that's actually true, where that comes from. Listeners, if you know, write in, but I could have sworn I saw Iris's book had the penny from the beginning taped up in it.
I think it fell out of the book.
It
At
did?
some point. Yeah, it fell out of the book at some point because it's like, making its way downtown. And then the old lady at the hospital grabbed it. And
Oh,
then, yeah, and then I guess that
damn.
was when she was buying like the lemonade and shit. And then the penny like wreaks havoc on the town again.
Wow. I didn't even pick up on that. And I've seen this movie probably 5 or 6 times. I've seen this movie a lot. and it's kind of surprising. I enjoy it though. It's become kind of a comfort watch. It's something I just throw on while I'm like doing chores now.
I dig it. I dig it.
Yeah, I like it a lot. But it's a very charming movie. Very, very lovely.
I like that meme where it was like a girl puts a comfort movie on and it's like a bunch of fucking horror movies and it's
Mhm.
like, well yeah, duh.
I'm that girl.
I could see that. I could see that.
Yeah. But so I like the scene more now that it's the same penny. Thanks for bringing that bit of info there. But
Mhm.
the penny goes and gets stuck in the track, and the track isn't able to shift in the way that it's supposed to. And they're like realizing, like, wait, what? You didn't die, and the train derails, and this train starts smashing through this town. Everybody must be died. Hundreds of people must be killed in this train derailing because it looks like it's taking down the houses. All like their dad is dead, that doctor is dead, everybody is dead, basically. But I do like the train stopping, and for a second I was like, "Oh, is the movie gonna let these characters off the hook?" But it doesn't, and I mean, I still don't know how I feel about the last shot being like comical CGI logs coming and smashing them. Don't fully know how I feel about that ending. I don't quite love it, and it goes back to like the last episode. I think I was saying, you just want to see somebody make it out of this thing.
Nah, I was happy that they both died. Like I
Oh
like
damn!
Charlie. Yeah, I like the brother. I do. But I found this death scene to be hilarious. So I was like, okay, I can I can deal with this ending and in a way it's not a cliffhanger, so it's like, all right, well, death, finished the job and he understood the assignment here. So I liked it. I enjoyed it.
It's a bit too cute for me, I think. It's too close to Iris and the way she died, and, I mean, the mom's death, I guess it being comical worked for me. It was just a little too cute for me.
I could see that, but I don't know. Overall, I think the ending, like, it was cool.
I don't know, I like when the characters survive. I like the ending of Final Destination 2, maybe not the most, but it's the most pleasant because they make it out.
You just like the feeling of hope when I like the feeling of chaos and despair feelings.
Sometimes, I mean, it really just depends on the movie, and I think marathoning these movies is kind of the reason why I'm like, "Fuck, somebody make it out of this already." This is like 6 movies and only one person you care about survives. Yeah, it's always just unfortunate, especially in the 3rd movie. You really like Mary Elizabeth Winstead's character and the boy. I don't remember his name.
Mhm.
Yeah, but I do like my bleak endings or nihilism. I mean, No Country for Old Men is my favorite movie of all time, and that movie, without spoiling the ending, does have a pretty negative outlook on the world, I would say. Even though I would it feels like it's got hope in there, but I would say that overall that movie does like have a nihilism to it that I can relate to and I definitely feel is in the world. That's just an example. Like I feel I can take both. It really just depends on the context and my mood as well.
Yeah, I'll agree. Like if I'm in a shitty mood and I watch a movie that is just so sad for lack of a better word or just like disturbing in general and then just leaves you on a fucked up way to die or just leaves you guessing at the end, I will be really scarred and probably not want to watch the movie anymore. But my mood, my headspace is going to be a big, you know, I cannot talk right now. I'm sorry. That's going to be a big indicator of like where I'm going to be at after watching it. Like, and I was watching a review for Midsummer, and I feel like I pronounced that wrong, but I forgot which one it was, but they were saying like this is a really like hard movie to watch depending on like how your headspace is. You probably need to be in a good headspace before you watch this. And that makes so much sense cuz I was in a decent mood when I put it on and I'm like, fuck. I am so happy I did not watch this when I was sad cuz I it would not have ended well.
I could see that. And I mean, sometimes I will see a deeply sad movie and I'll connect with it. Like I saw this David Gordon Green movie, an earlier movie he did called Snow Angels, a little bit before Christmas, around a really like sad point in my life. It was just like pretty rough for different reasons. And I really connected with that movie because there was a sadness to it. But it was also juxtaposed with like a happiness, like on the other side of that movie that I really connected with as well. It was like about struggling alcoholic father, and I had my alcohol struggles. I'm 2 years sober now, and then really beautiful high school love story that I really saw myself in both of those stories. But then, like, my 2 favorite movies are the 2 movies I put up top, I feel like are drastically, like, different movies with drastically different outlooks. Like, No Country for Old Men, like I said, it's pretty dark and nihilistic, but my second favorite movie is, Arrival, and that movie I find to be, like, very beautiful and hopeful, and it's about, like, not only communication, but choosing to bring love into your life, knowing, like, that love could one day die, but you still take the risk, and it's, like, a profound, deeply moving movie that always makes me cry, so yeah, I don't know. I don't know why I went on that rant, but there's, like, different sides to the coin, I guess.
No, I get you. I get you. But any final thoughts on Final Destination Bloodlines before we do our rankings?
I'll get into my final thoughts in the rankings. So, yeah, guys, stay tuned. We're about to rank the movies, and I think we're going to rank the premonitions. We'll fly through those real quick, and then we're going to announce what we're going to be doing for the next month of the podcast. So, Mercedes, do you want to kick off with your rankings first?
Sure, let's go. I'm interested to see how ours are going to pan out.
I'm excited. It feels like it's been a while since we've ended a season. Timeline wise, it has, but yeah, I feel I'm giddy. I don't know what your list is going to be like at all.
Now I'm nervous to say my list. Okay, so going from worst to best, starting with the worst, Final Destination 4, going next, Final Destination 5, Final Destination 2, Final Destination 3, Final Destination Bloodlines, then Final Destination at the top.
Whoa. What?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm surprised myself, honestly.
What made you put Final Destination at the top? I remember that being a negative review.
It really was. So I'm surprised that I ranked it like this. I don't know. Like I like Bloodlines a lot. I do, but there's just
Apparently not enough.
shut up.
Two.
There's just there's just a little I don't know. There's something that I can take away at least from part 4 down to 1. Like Final Destination 2, I enjoy at least the 3 main characters in there, and I like how dark it is and moody it is. Part 3, I will always like just because they are in a theme park and that shit scared the hell out of me. Bloodlines was a good film, but I really enjoy the entire cast from part 1. It does have a little charm. No, it doesn't age the best, but it has a little charm to it where it's like, all right, you're the reason why this whole universe has started. So I have to have some type of respect for it. Not a lot, but some.
Well, my list is going to be the disrespectful one.
All right, let me hear it. Let's hear it.
All right. So, at the very bottom, where it deserves to be, much like you, the Final Destination, the fourth
Mm-hmm.
one in the franchise. I got that at the bottom at number 6. My number 5 is the first Final Destination.
Damn.
Yeah, not a huge fan of that movie. I feel like I've said this before plenty of times, but they only get better from there with the exception of number 4. And then my 4th ranked movie is Final Destination 2. This is where I start to like them, where I think they're good. We're sitting in good territory. My number 3 is Final Destination 3. Good movie. I'd say this is where it starts to get strong. We've got some of the best character work in the franchise. Sitting at number 2 is Final Destination 5. I think this is loads of fun. The kills are some of the most exciting in the franchise. And at the end of the day, I feel like it's about the kills. So this one deserves to be there with the amount of tension and excitement that I got from that one. I had to look away a bunch. It's hard to watch in the best ways. So Final Destination 5 is at number 2. Then at number 1, it's Bloodlines. It almost didn't make my number 1. It was a toss up. I had 3 up there at one point. I had 2 up there. I had 5 up there. Like my 2, 3, 4, 1 through 4 all sit pretty close together. But Bloodlines, I've seen it the most. I feel like it has the best character work. And much like Final Destination 5, I think every kill in it is like worth watching. There's not a dud in the mix.
All right. I respect your rankings. I do. Not necessarily where part 5 sits, but yeah, I can dig it. I can dig it.
Yeah, you and I really flipped on number 5 and number 1.
I know. That was funny.
Yeah, but yeah, number 1, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's I'm not liking it that much, but do you want to rank the premonitions? Do you already got them written down?
Yeah. Yeah. You give yours first now.
Okay, I'll fly through these. I'm gonna go from best to worst just because I don't have them written down, and I think it'll be easier to recall them off the top of my head from best to worst.
Hmm.
So from best to worst, I'm winging it right now. I think I got this though. Final Destination 2, I think that's got my favorite premonition. Bloodlines is my second favorite. Final Destination 5 is my third favorite. Destination 3 is my fourth favorite. Final Destination, the first movie, is my fifth favorite. And then the Final Destination is again. It finds itself at the bottom somehow. I don't know. Must say something about me, not the movie.
I mean, we got some similarities there. I was labeling them not by the movie, but by what the premonition was.
Okay,
So
that's
I'll
good.
do, yeah, I'll do mine best to worst as well.
That's smart. You should
S-
have went first. Damn it.
well, I went first for my movie
You
ranking, so
gotta
you had to go first.
tell me when you're taking creative liberties before I look like a doofus.
Dude, you are always creative and your vocabulary is so much more vast than mine. So every time you talk and I'm about to say something after, I'm like, wow, I'm going to sound like a toddler next to this man. So, yeah.
You see the way she set me up, folks? She was like, "No, you go first this time." I know
I
I have
mean,
a better presentation.
oh my god, shut up. Anyway, so the one that I like the most is Kimberly's premonition from the highway. The second one that I like is the roller coaster scene in the theme park from part 3. Then part 3 or number 3 is Flight 180 from the first one. My fourth favorite premonition is the Sky Needle restaurant. The fifth one is the one with the bridge. And the last one that I absolutely hate is the NASCAR premonition. Gotta keep it there.
Yeah, at the bottom where it deserves to be. I might
Hmm.
take the clips of you saying what the scene is and put it in my section. So just you saying them for me.
I love it.
Just so it's easier to listen to. I'm like, fuck, my section's just a jumbled up mess filled with numbers and the word bloodlines.
No, it's okay. That's how my ranking looks for the movies. I just put 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, FD, 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 and then all the numbers, and then I put bloodlines. So yeah, I'm right in the same boat as you.
Yeah, we basically just communicate by calling these movies FD, then whatever, TFD,
Yeah.
FDB.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, yeah, guys, that's been Final Destination. I'm sure we will forget everything that happened in these movies within a couple of months, but that's okay.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's okay. We'll be on to bigger and better things.
Yeah, speaking of which, guys, we got a pretty fun October lined up for you guys. We're not doing a typical season. It's going to be a bit more of a grab bag month, and I think you guys are going to like what we've got to offer. So, the first episode you're going to be hearing next week, October 6th, I want to say, a Mercedes pick. We've talked about it on the podcast a couple of times, actually. So, it's canon. We have to cover it now. It's only appropriate. Mercedes, do you want to announce what it is?
Yeah, so guys, the first movie that we will be covering in October is a lovely favorite of mine, Coraline. I can't get enough of this film, and I just rewatched it the other day. Just and I'm so happy I did because there's so much that I forgot. But can't wait to rewatch it again and then just bring it live to the pod. I'm so excited for it.
I know. I'm so excited to talk about it too. It's gonna be a great episode. I am very excited actually. I'm glad you picked this one. There were a couple of other great picks that Mercedes had lined up. I think they would have all been great choices, but Coraline is one that I am gonna be delighted to talk about. I feel like it's somewhat a personal movie for me as well. Yeah, listeners, I hope you guys get ready. Prepare your 4K steelbooks of Coraline, because that's what I'm gonna watch it on. I'm gonna watch all the behind the scenes. I'm gonna try to go deep for Coraline. Stay tuned for that next week. And then filling out the rest of the month of October, we got Black Phone. We're gonna be talking about that one in preparation for next month's Black Phone 2. We're going to try, if we can, we'll pull a weapons and maybe drop that episode a couple days early if you guys behave, you know. If you guys are good this year, we we'll put it out early. We'll see what kind of morbid magic we can pull over here.
Morbid
And
magic. I love
yeah,
it.
in the studio. Yeah. I just came up with it now. See, we're just dropping gold an hour and 45 in, however long.
I
But
love it so much.
yeah, so we're gonna be dropping that at the very latest the Monday after Black Phone 2 comes out, and then I get to pick a movie the week after that, and we're gonna be covering a movie that came out earlier this year. Currently, one of my favorite movies of the year, Bring Her Back, the movie from the Talk to Me people. I'm excited to talk about that one. It's one that I've been wanting to talk about on a podcast since I saw it in theaters. I really felt a lot, and I think you are going to feel a lot too. That movie is fucking crazy. And then the last day of October, me and Mercedes are going to be getting together and we're going to be doing a good old commentary. We're going to be trying this out. We're going to be talking about Trick or Treat.
Woo!
Yeah, that's gonna be a fun one. It's gonna be a little Halloween surprise. We can't not drop something for you guys. We haven't
Mhm.
done a commentary before. We haven't done an in-person record before, so it'll be pretty new for the whole podcast, but I think we're gonna have a pretty fun time with that one. I haven't seen Trick or Treat in a while. I'm probably gonna rewatch it in preparation for the commentary. I know that sounds
Yeah.
weird,
No,
but
I'm gonna do the same thing.
yeah, it's a lot better when you kind of know the movie that you're talking over. And
Yeah.
yeah, old. You'll if you listen to old, you'll hear I had trouble with him. Like, wait, what happened? What went on? Huh?
Yeah.
I say I haven't seen this movie in forever. A bunch on that episode of Movies with Bay, but yeah. So we're gonna be dropping Trick or Treat on Halloween. Happy Halloween for you guys. And the first Monday in November, we're going to be leaving this up to you guys. We're going to be doing our first ever listener pick. If you
Woo!
guys yeah, if you got this was Mercedes' idea, actually, full credit to her. She cares about you guys more than I do. No, I'm kidding. Your morbid mistress of mayhem was thinking about you guys, and she was like, "Let's do a listener pick," and I was against it. I was like, "They haven't earned it, frankly."
Mhm.
And she was like, "I think
Mhm.
they have. Let me show you, and they will surprise you." And I was like, "Okay, Mercedes, we'll see." So, uh, most of that conversation didn't happen. So, guys, go over to our Instagram page at morbid_curiosities_pod or comment on this episode on Spotify or leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts saying what movie or movies you want to hear us cover. And we're going to see what we think would really be interesting. And if we get enough votes, or if we get enough suggestions, then we're going to start taking them to votes for future episodes. Write in and tell us why you want us to cover these movies too. And we'll read that on the podcast
Hell yeah.
for whatever movies that we pick. So, guys, I mean, Mercedes, you got anything to tell the people? I know I've been talking a lot this last chunk, but
No, just I'm excited for October. We got a good lineup ready for you guys. And even just doing the listeners pick, like that's just something that I really wanted to do to get the listeners involved. We do have a few just writing in already. So yeah, just to, thank you guys for all your support and you guys just tuning in from anywhere in the world that you guys are tuning in from. We appreciate you guys, and I'm fucking hyped. Let's go.
yeah, I'm not going to spoil the rest of the year, but our calendar is pretty exciting. And I would say from October to December, we have a pretty diverse lineup coming up that might surprise you guys for what we've been covering so far. So keep listening and send in your suggestions because New Year's going to be coming in a couple of months. And, who knows where that's going to take us.
But first, let us focus on October and the sacred holiday of Halloween.
Yeah, good point. And Coraline.
Woo, Coraline!
Yeah, how's the song go? It's Coraline. No, that's not the song.
All right, now you have to learn the song and sing the song.
I was planning on it, actually. What I was singing was Popular off of the Wicked soundtrack.
Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah, I was singing the Coraline song earlier. Now I'm spacing on it, but I'll have it prepared for the episode. Don't worry, guys. You'll get it. Stay tuned.
We've been Morbid Curiosities.
Hell yeah.